So, a long time ago, when movies kind of got in that era, there was an era of road trip movies. Or, you know, movies that take place that the characters go to these random places. Now, I, as a child and now, I love these tropes. Now, I just love it. The idea of going wherever you want, going anywhere, the idea of going anywhere, the idea of going endless possibilities of going anywhere or any place. Like, let's say, for example, going to California to New York or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? And the concept is really good. I think it's really good because it sets the tone. It sets the tone that it makes. So you can go endlessly. The the true thing is I love the journey of it. The journey of it is popular. I love the journey of it. I love when they're doing the journey and they're taking these journeys and they're trying to make it so funny, but it's sometimes not, sometimes it is. Let's start with the one that probably started it all. Probably. There's a lot more movies, and I don't know what started. But what was the famous one? It was RV with Robin Williams and the kids. It was basically Robin Williams buys an RV and they go on a cross-country road trip. It was good. It was funny. It was okay. It was good. It was not that bad. You wouldn't say it's a masterpiece now, but it's good. And that's good. But that's the problem with all these road trip movies, and I hate road trip movies as a whole. They don't capture the essence of what it makes it better, what makes it a movie, and what makes it really good. You shouldn't rely on really too much jokes or too much laughs. What comedy is just basically like this. It's subjective. It's basically like, oh, you're not you don't laugh at this. Well, you're one of the people, 1% of people. But I like comedy. But if it does work, that's the problem. If it doesn't work, the people that say it doesn't work say it's funny, and they're throw a hissy fit and rage at you, saying that it is funny. But one of the classic movies that are really bad with fucking road trip movies is Darwin the Kid Roadhog. I don't even need to say anything. Everyone knows what this movie was, and everyone knows that is the worst movie ever. Worst road trip movie ever. I can name a few good road trip movies, but that was bad. I'm not going to criticize on the Mitchells versus the Machines yet, because I haven't really seen it. And I fear, this is why I fear. Now, the creators of Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, are really good with their visuals, but I say it's their story as well. Because the Spider-Verse series, the Spider-Verse movie, I absolutely love the story. I absolutely love it. I absolutely want to watch it over and over again. But I fear it's not going to be the same for the Mitchells versus the Machines, because it's just all retro and trying to be like, visualized. Like, yeah, I understand. I don't like visuals, but you guys like it. I don't disrespect visuals. I think it's a unique technique to show everyone what's happening. But you shouldn't have visuals for everything. You should have good character and good story. That's what you need to focus on. If without the characters and stories, what's the point of having the story, and what's the point of having characters? Like, I know with Spirit Away, didn't even have a story, which is good. You should have that confidence in yourself, saying that you don't need a script for it, and that's good. That is really good. Sure, like the original creator of Spirit Away did not have a story, and that is good. Creativity makes you endless. But when you use that creativity and when you use it for good, it's good. But when you use it for visuals and not character arc, or not, that's what happens. It falls. And even though with all these faulties, people still love these movies for their visuals and not for the characters and not for the goddamn movie itself, and people are just watching it for the visuals. I don't think it should be like that. I think people should watch it for the characters, to be honest. Because if the characters weren't there, there would be no movie. If the story wasn't there, there'd be no movie. There'd be no story. A story is made to be written. A story is made to write itself. Even if you don't write a story, even if you don't write a script, there is still a story. There's still concept. There is still meaning behind it. And meaning, like Spirit Away, it's meaning towards going to a new place. Like Hiroko, whatever her name is, she goes to this new bedroom place. Kind of like Inside Out, like, when she goes to when Riley goes to the new house, she feels kind of like it's affecting her, like it's kind of affecting her emotionally, because she likes her old life. She likes the life that she was before, like with pizza parties and all that stuff. But this one is figuratively doing it. Like, figuratively. It's like, it could be fake, it could be real, but they're using Chinese mythology, and using all these mental stuff, and it's all about willpower. But when it comes to the end, I don't really think it should be the visuals, because if I did a movie with high quality visuals, if I did a movie with no character development, no anything, nothing at all, and just had high quality visuals, I bet you I'll get like millions. I'm telling you, I'm not joking with you. I feel like people are just watching the movies for visuals and not the characters themselves. Which I don't think that should be the correct answer. So let me talk to you more about it. The reason why I like the concept of road trip movies is because it stems from the fact that you feel kind of immersive. You feel like there's a journey and they're taking that journey. Like what villains and heroes always do, they always take a journey towards something, towards a goal. And that's kind of like what road trip movies are. They go towards something. Like, yeah, there could be some funny moments, some drama moments. I don't care about them, but I really care too much about it. I actually do. I like these drama elements. I like these fights. I like these drama elements. I like how the character interacts with another character and how they react and say to the scenario. So let's say in Goofy Movie, let's just say for example in Goofy Movie, when Max changes the map, Goofy was really frustrated, but he couldn't be frustrated because that's his son, and before that, when Pete meets Goofy in the hotel, he tells that Max did it, and Goofy knew that, and Goofy saw that, and he was getting angry for Max doing what was wrong because the location they were going to is where his father, did fishing with him. So he was trying to get Max to, to live with that connection with him. And that's kind of like, from start to finish of that Goofy movie, it's really good. I would recommend Goofy movie. If you haven't seen a good road trip movie, watch Goofy movie or RV. RV and Goofy movie are really good. But character development and all that stuff, and it doesn't stem from the fact from visuals. Like Goofy movie is just 2D drawing. Like that's why the reason why I love 2D animation, because it's so simple, it's so okay. Like I know I love these high quality visuals, like Mitchell's and the versus the Machines, but I don't care about visuals. Like, yeah, that looks good. Like, look visuals. Oh, look at that. That looks great. It looks great. Like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, it looks great. I'm not denying it's not great, but I'm not counting it as a reason to love it. Because if I look at a painting and say that, like, let's say if I look at the painting for the Mona Lisa and I only care about one colour, that's basically what movies are in a nutshell. People just care about one thing and they're not describing it as a whole. You know what I mean? They're not describing it as the whole thing. They're describing it by one thing and criticizing on that one key element. And they're not even criticizing that. If someone painted a picture of the mountains or something like that, like a beautiful sunset, it'll look good, but the meaning behind it is more deeper than you think. Like, let's say he drew that before he died. Let's just say that. What happened? Like, you can't expect one picture to be not meaningful. Like the Mona Lisa didn't get famous until it wasn't really famous. Like the Mona Lisa wasn't really famous. Do you not know that? But in the past, no one actually cared about the Mona Lisa, and it only gained fandom. Like it only gained a little bit of fandom. Like it only gained a little bit of people. Then when someone tried to attempt to steal the Mona Lisa, everyone now is cherishing it like a relic because it's been stolen and it's been recovered, and since people have seen that and are like, oh, look at that looks great. Yeah, I'm not joking with you, that's actually true. But seriously, I love these road trip concepts. I love them, but there's some stuff in the road trip movies that I fucking hate. Like when they're trying to be humorous, like they try to force it down your throat. Well, it should be stemmed like Goofy movie. Goofy movie makes small little references, small little flow. Like look at this, it's like the ocean, small little flow, and then that's it. With road trip movies are like always like this. They start off with, at the beginning, they start off with some random reason why they have to go across the trip. Then they do the whole entire road trip, which is like 90% of the movie, and 10%, no, like a few percent is like they're going to these like popular locations. Like let's say they're taking a road trip to France or something, like Tokyo and all that stuff. They take pictures of famous landmarks and all that stuff. And or they just ignore that and we'll have to have one bathroom scene. Oh yeah, there's so many bathroom scenes for fucking road trip movies. I can't name one single bathroom scene in a road trip movie. I feel like it's just like too cliche. I feel like it's going to be in every single road trip movie. Someone has to go, and it's like the most disgusting toilet, or it's like the most best toilet ever. and they don't want to leave. um, but what makes a road trip movie great? What defines great? Now, let us sink into you. That's what the problem is with these masterpieces. I don't consider anything a masterpiece. I don't consider anything a masterpiece. But what makes a masterpiece, for me, what makes a masterpiece is that I watch it over and over again, right? I watch it over and over again, and not just one time, like Spirited Away. I was scared watching it, because literally, like, there's some creepy elements in it, but it did stop me from watching it. It did stop me from watching it, because when I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to review Spirited Away. You see how I was unenthusiastic about that, because I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to watch it because it was bad. I just saying it. I didn't want to watch it because it was boring. No, it's very interesting, but it's only one sit through. It's only one trip pony, and it shouldn't be like that. Yeah, I know and understand. A journey is a one trip, but a movie you can watch over and over again. A journey you can only do once, but with a movie you can watch over and over again, and you'll still get tired. Second is what makes a good masterpiece of a movie is good characters, good motivation, good anything. Anything good about these characters. Anything good about the story or the overall arc of it. I don't give any points to visuals or anything. I give 0 stars for any visuals. And the remaining stars are stories and characters, and also my overall overwhelming enjoyment from it. I can review anything, and it could have great music. Yeah, I'll comment about that. I'll say it has great music. It has good music, and that'll gain 1 star or something like that, like in the ratio. But what makes a road trip movie better isn't the start of it. I think the start of it should be a little bit better. It should be a little bit better. It should set the mood on why they're going on the trip, like Goofy Movie or like RV. You know what I mean? Like Are We There Yet? You know that movie with what's his name? Ice, isn't it? Oh, fuck, I don't know people. You see, I keep forgetting. Yeah, Ice, whatever his name is. Not Vanilla Ice. The other one. Ice. What's his fucking name? Mr. T Ice? No, what's his fucking name? I forgot. But he was in like 2 movies. 2 Are You There Yet movies. And they're not sequels, they're actually reboots. I'm not joking with you. There's 2 Are You There Yet movies that are just updated. They're the same thing, by the way. I think. But it was okay, I say. I think the funniest moment out of all, there's some funny moments in these road trip movies. I do understand that. There's some funny aspects. But no, there isn't some. And when that happens, what else can I say? I love these potential items like these. I want them to be more creative. I want them to do more. I want them to do more. Like Pee Wee Herman's journey or holiday, whatever it's called. He tries to get to New York for his best friend's birthday party, and he never leaves his town or something like that, and he leaves his town for a big massive road trip. That's okay. I don't mind Pee Wee Herman. I just don't care. I just care about the fucking journey and fucking character and all that stuff. It was okay. To be honest, it was okay. It was painful to hear his voice, but it was okay. I think the best road trip movie wasn't even a road trip movie. Does holiday movies count? Holiday movies count as road trip because you're kind of going through a travel and you're kind of going through a journey. If if that is true, then Mr. Bean's bloody holiday is really good. I love it. If you go on the letterbox, you'll see why I loved Mr. Bean's uh holiday. It perfectly captures what he is like and what would he do in a situation like that. It's so funny. It keeps the character flow and you don't have to do a lot. You don't have to do a lot of script. Like Mr. Bean doesn't talk, so that is an insane movie just 1 hour of someone not talking, and that's okay. Sometimes he did talk in the movie, but it's been overlooked. But the thing is, Mr. Bean is physical comedy. He's physical comedy, and that's what I love about him. He's physical. You don't need voices or anything to do an awesome acting business. But that's a good movie, Mr. Bean's Holiday. The original Mr. Bean's movie was okay. Sidetrack, getting sidetracked, sorry. Um, the road trip movies are okay as general. Like, you put it on and you just go, oh, okay, this is good. But it gets too cliche. It's getting to this moment where it's getting too cliche. Oh, someone needs help. Oh, someone's going to go away and go on a big massive trip. No, someone's going to go and leave the nest or whatever. Blah, 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 blah. All this stuff. Like anything to start off a road trip. So let's take a road trip. To take a road trip, animals and all that stuff try to disturb them. They try to make funny moments, one bathroom scene, they go to the hotel, they go to this place that the other person wants, but they accidentally did it, and then at the end it's all this cliche happy ending that the person who gave him the road trip gets a happy ending and gets what they want. But that's it. And then they have an emotional moment of why they put him in this road trip. Like, oh, the reason why I give you this road trip is because I love you, or I want to spend more time with you and all that stuff. And I wanted you to spend your entire life with. But that's it. And then the end. It's just they go back home, or they move on, or go back home and they have a happy ending, and that's it. Or sometimes they don't actually have a happy ending, which I like about road trip movies. Road trip movies are kind of like real life. You can't understand. You can't understand if it's a good ending or a bad ending, because it's a road trip movie. It's supposed to be realistic. It's supposed to be what would happen in real life. What we all will do, like in road trip movies. And as road trips are, I love being on a road trip. I absolutely love it because it's just like you sit there and you just watch the windows and you watch everything go passing by. It's just calm, you know what I mean? Like calm for a few minutes, and then it doesn't happen. Like not a lot happens in road trips in real life, but man, in movies they're really good. They're really good with road trip movies sometimes, but I just hate this concept sometimes. Sometimes I just hate the comedy. Sometimes I hate the way it's been done. Sometimes I just hate it as general. Like sometimes you just can't get a good RV movie or a road trip movie. You can't get a simple one. You can't get a good one. You can't get a perfect one, or you can't get an okay road trip movie. You can only get worse or perfect, or it's mediate, it's intermediate, like it's good or bad, and it's not that bad or something like that. But That's just it. Like, road trip movies are really good as a concept. Going to somewhere, taking that journey, taking a step into life, and taking just taking a journey, just taking a regular journey. And I would love to see it to be better, to be honest. I should watch The Mitchells versus the Machines. I will watch it, but I just can't today because I don't have Netflix. And yeah, you're probably wondering then how you're watching High Rise Invasions. Well, objection. Because I watch a lot of YouTube videos of it. I watch a lot of YouTube videos of High Rise Invasion, so fuck off. So don't think I didn't watch it. Legitly, I do watch High Rise Invasion. I just don't have Netflix, so don't blame me.